Edward Balderas for the Office of Attorney General. The Attorney General's office filed this suit affecting the parent-child relationship. It involves acknowledgement of paternity um, with regard to the child Terrence Maurice Lewis Jr. Uh, this case has been reset a couple of times. There was a active DFPS case that was pending. It looks like that case has been closed. Recently, we got a letter for their case closure, so it's no longer active. I've spoken to both sides extensively with Ms. Pavelio, but briefly with Mr. Lewis, and I believe that the main issues, Your Honor, are going to be the terms of conservatorship and visitation. And we did not get a chance to discuss current child support. However, I think that'll come out in testimony as far as what that would probably be according to guidelines. But I think the main issues, Your Honor, are the visitation, really, the visitation terms.
Okay. Mr. Kirkwood, as an opening statement, do you agree or disagree or have something else to add to this in the way of an opening, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. My client believes that mom should be named as the managing conservator with right to designate the residence. He's asking for, she should also have the right to determine what school the child attends. It's my understanding that he's moving back to Texas within the next month. And he would like a geographical restriction to Guadalupe County and surrounding contiguous counties. He is agreeing that she should have all other rights should be independent. He's also agreeing to pay child support, and he's also agreeing if the court whatever the court determines his child support to be, because he has been supporting the child, he's asking the court if any retroactive child support is entered by the court, that he receive credit for those payments. He's asking for possession and access for 50 miles or 100 miles to be included in the decree and in the order. He's asking that if there's he pay any Medicaid or state subsidies that are being provided to the child, that he pay those. The only issues before the court, as far as he is concerned, is that there be a permanent injunction against Mr. Bradley Headley, Headley, first name is Bradly, because there was a finding of negligent supervision against him, and there have been instances of domestic violence between him and Miss Sabrina that could potentially endanger the child. So if the court does not want to have a restriction, because I understand that she may be pregnant or has had a baby by him, that the court ordered that he have no unsupervised possession and access of the child is subject to this case in a permanent injunction, because that's our only concern. And we're also asking the court that his mother have that his mother exercises possession and access if he remains out of town.
You're talking, okay, your client's mother.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm just making you aware that if Mr. Headley's not a party, I don't think I can actually enter an injunction. I can enter something against Ms. Pavelio, keeping him away, but not him directly. Is
correct.
But
that is correct.
Help me flesh that out when it comes time. Okay. Ms. Pavelio, instead of having you try to summarize what you're asking for, and then you're going to testify about what you're asking for, I'm just going to do it one way during testimony, and I can figure out probably how what you're going to say before you even say it, but I'll hear your testimony as well. Even if you're unrepresented, you're acting as your own lawyer, so you have the same rights for cross-examination and entering documents or calling witnesses or those kinds of things. Okay, but I do ask that state's going to start, since it's their pleading, they're going to call witnesses first. Whoever gets called, the other person needs to pretty much remain quiet. If you have something you want to respond to, please write it down so you don't forget it. The time is not to interrupt the person testifying. The time is when it's your turn. Unless you have a valid legal objection, you don't need to be interrupting. And then if you interrupt and start talking over each other, I have to stop you because I can't hear you and the record will be all garbled. So just be mindful of that as well. And then even, I guess Mr. Valdez will call witnesses, and you can even defer to Mr. Kirkwood if necessary, but however you want to handle it, Mr. Valdez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I think I'd like to call Ms. Pavelio as a witness. I think her testimony, I think, will come across what she's requesting in this case, Your Honor, and perhaps be a response to Mr. Kirkwood's opening statement as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
one more thing. Did I hear you say Guadalupe County, or was I just mishearing that? I think I'm in Comal County, or what?
Comal County, I apologize, Your Honor.
Well, no, I don't know. I was just making sure that you didn't mean what I thought I heard.
Yeah.
We are in Comal County.
In Comal. And
Today. Yep. Yes, Your Honor.
yeah, it would be a restriction that you're asking for Comal and contiguous. Okay, got it. Then
For some reason, Judge, when it comes up online, it comes up as Guadalupe County when I log in. I don't know why. That's kind of
you're
weird.
talking about Zoom, or you're talking about the cause number of the case, or what?
On the Zoom.
Well, yeah, this office has 3 counties with me, and that's another county of theirs, and I think that's probably under the same heading. The Zoom ID for all those 3 counties probably shows up that way. Okay. Mr. Valerias.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. State will call Ms. Sabrina Pavelio. Ms. Pavelio, I want to ask you some questions here, and I may have to, because I know that when I was talking to you earlier, you talk pretty fast.
Yes.
Impart a lot of information quickly, and so I may want to have to pause you there to ask a different question, or just break it up a little bit, if that's okay. But I wanted to start a little bit. I want to talk about your relationship with Mr. Lewis in the past, and what it is like now. And I also want to bring up what Mr. Kirkwood was talking about with regard to your current partner, and what caused that DFPS case to open up in the first place. Okay. So with regard to Mr. Lewis, you have one child together, Terrence Maurice Lewis Jr., and y'all call him TJ, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and TJ is going to be 6 next month, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so did you and Mr. Lewis, TJ's father, ever live together?
Yes, sir. We did straight out of high school, almost a little bit after high school, all the way up until TJ was about 1.5, 2.
Okay, and when y'all split, did he move out or did you move out?
I moved out. We were residing in his parents' home. His parents have 2 homes, so they kind of come back and forth.
Okay. With regard to Mr. Lewis's parents, do you have maintained contact with them? And
Yes.
okay. Do they know TJ pretty well?
Yes, I actually have communicated with his mom more about the child than I have ever the father.
Okay. With regard to Mr. Lewis, TJ's father, how would you describe y'all's communication now? You said that it sounds like you don't talk to each other that much.
I have blown up his phone for the last 2.5 years with just text after text after text. I literally talk to myself, trying to communicate about the child, asking him if he wants to talk to the child, asking him when he's going to see the child, asking him for help with things as small as toys with the child, which he does not reply. I get the occasional, like maybe once a month, how's TJ? Or whenever TJ's sick, it's usually always his mother that I send her, the same pictures. I send
Just,
him
Your Honor, non-responsive and narrative.
Okay, Ms. Pavelio, I'm going to caution you. I know it's people's nature to want to tell me all their whole story in one sentence, but that's not going to be possible. It needs to
Okay.
be a question and answer. So listen carefully to the question, answer only the question, and Mr. Valderas will do his job and help me sort it
Okay.
out. But I'm going to get a lot of objections if you keep talking past the question that was asked. So please help me.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Valderas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Pavelio. So he contacts you, I guess, rarely with regard to TJ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And does TJ see his parents more often than he sees Mr. Lewis?
Oh, yes, sir. Definitely.
Okay. And so well, let me ask you this. Do you have any concerns about physical violence or safety when it comes to yourself and Mr. Lewis?
Objection,
Not
Your Honor.
any.
Objection, Your Honor. Requesting relief that is not pled for. It's not pled for in the state's petition, nor was it pled for by her.
Are you talking about the family violence or the non-disclosure?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Valerias, you want to address that?
Well, I
Talking
haven't.
about the family violence issues, Your Honor. Because to me, it's trial by ambush because they're bringing up things that we were not aware of until today.
I don't know if you need to plead it to talk about conservatorship and custody. I've never seen it in.
I think it's relevant, Your Honor. I don't anticipate it's going to be a big issue, but I think I asked the question so that the court can be informed on what what you have in front of you, Your Honor. So I don't think it's an inappropriate question.
And Judge, the only reason I think you need to plead is because she's asking for relief that she did not plead for, that we did not anticipate, that we did not prepare for, we did not gather witnesses for or documents for. Um,
When
that's
the
the problem I have.
when a party makes a request for appropriate orders for conservatorship and visitation, and they don't say specifically, we're going to talk about family violence, you think I can't hear it?
No, what I meant is the relief that she's requesting. I think she's trying to request, and I'm not sure, and I might be wrong, that she be named sole managing conservator, my client be named possessory conservator. I think the court has every right to hear issues of family violence. It's just I have a problem with where that's going to lead to in terms of the relief that's being granted.
Well, except that yes, there's a presumption of joint. However, I don't think you have to say other than requesting appropriate orders for conservatorship, and that opens the door to everything in my book, or it should, because I don't see how people could specifically plead any particular thing. There's also other things that would cause rebutting joint besides family violence. That would be estrangement or all sorts of other things. Are you telling me that people have to plead every single possible thing for you to be prepared, Mr. Kirkwood?
Yes, ma'am, if they're requesting sole managing conservatorship, they have to plead, I want to be named a sole managing conservator. Then they can put on whatever facts they want after that. But they at least have to give me notice.
If they said don't your orders or your pleadings say appropriate conservatorship, whatever that means, Mr. Valderas, or
They
no?
do, Your Honor. Specific.
Can you read it for me? I don't remember. I don't read your pleadings. I thought I had it memorized, but remind me.
Yes. It says under conservatorship, because the parents of the child are separated, the court should appoint appropriate conservators pursuant to Texas Family Code 153.005.
I think that puts you on notice that there's a presumption and it can be rebutted, Mr. Kirkwood. So I'm going to overrule your objection, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Pavelio, my question was, do you have any concerns about violence or any sort of threats between yourself and Mr. Lewis?
No, sir. Just drug abuse.
Drug abuse, is that your main concern?
Yes, sir.
Does Mr. Lewis currently know where you live?
I submitted a document with my new address on it to him, his attorney, and his mom, the CPS closing documentation. So yes, he technically does have my address. I did notify him when I moved with the child. However, he didn't ask for more information. So was he immediately notified of my new address? Not exactly.
Do you know where he lives?
I do not. I have not had an address for him in the last 3 years besides his parents.
Do you want his address?
If he is going to be seeing my child, yes, I do believe that I deserve to know exactly where he's residing and who he's residing. Well, not really who he's residing with, actually. Retract that. Where he's residing at least.
And would it be okay with you if he had your contact information as well?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me more a little bit about your main concern being the drug use. To your knowledge, what kind of drugs are you aware that Mr. Lewis has used?
He has used cocaine, ecstasy, Molly. He smokes weed almost all the time, which I know is not the biggest issue to
Objection,
some
Your Honor,
people.
non-responsive. She was good in telling us about the drugs he used, but when she started talking about other things, I think she's going beyond the question.
Sustained, just stick to the question, ma'am.
And Ms. Pavelio, how do you know he's used those drugs?
I have people contact me looking for him that he owes money.
Objection as to hearsay, Your Honor.
You can't talk about what other people tell you.
Oh.
You can talk about actual things that happened or that you were involved in, but no.
Okay,
what
yes,
somebody
ma'am.
else-
So I have actually witnessed him distribute drugs. He has multiple cases that were closed in Bear County, and he was also just recently arrested in the July for a DUI, and it says on his arrestings, under the influence of
Objection, Your Honor,
alcohol.
hearsay.
I submitted the documents.
Objection, hearsay.
That she knows, she's aware of the DUI, that's what you're objecting to, Mr. Kirkwood?
No, I'm talking about the contents of the document, not the fact that he was arrested for the DWI or her knowledge of it.
You can't talk about other documents as well that haven't been introduced. Those would be hearsay, Ms. Pavelio. So
Okay.
you stick to what you know. Let me stop you real quick. I've got somebody in the wait room that's probably here late on one of our dockets. So Ms. Delgado, can you let him in?
Yes, Your Honor. Hello? Hello, do you have a court case today?
Oh, that's my witness, Your Honor. That's my
Oh, okay. They just came in. Let's identify your name, ma'am.
My name is Terry Lynn Lewis.
And hold on. Let me get it right. Terry, how do you spell that?
Terri, middle initial L, last name Lewis.
And I'm hearing Mr. Lewis, Ms. Paveglio's case. I understand you might be a witness in this case. Is that why you're here, Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Mr. Kirkwood wanted me to join the meeting.
You're Mr. Terrence Lewis's mother, or did I
Yeah.
get it wrong?
Yes, correct. Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You might call her as a witness, Mr. Kirkwood?
Yes, Your Honor. I will call her as a witness.
Then you identified yourself. Let me swear you in. Ms. Lewis, if you'd raise your right hand for me, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I assume somebody, if not you, all was invoking the rule.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis, you might be called as a witness, so I can't keep you in the courtroom where you can hear all the testimony, and then when it's your turn, you can match your testimony to what you heard. So we're gonna put you back in the waiting room. I'm glad I know you're here now and who you are. And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you'll be in the waiting room until you're called, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You cannot, oops. Well, she can't talk to anybody, but I hope she knows that, Mr. Kirkwood. I didn't get to admonish her.
Do you want me to bring her back in?
Yeah, and an abundance of
Okay.
caution. Sorry, I
Will do.
forgot to.
No problem.
And Judge, I've actually told clients they can't testify when they found out they were talking to other people before.
Okay,
Got a
correct.
bar complaint behind that.
Oops, Ms. Lewis, I didn't get a chance to tell you, so we brought you back in. You're under something called the rules, which means that you don't have the right to talk to anybody about this case while you're waiting your turn as a witness. The only people you can talk to are the lawyers involved. Well, they're in here with me, so you can't talk to them. So don't talk to anybody wherever you are or on the phone or anything else. Just sit by tight and don't talk to anybody about this case, okay? Because you could be causing problems for your son's case if you do. You're muted, but I think you said yes. Go ahead and unmute. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
you have any questions about what we're doing here with you?
No, I'm just waiting to
Yeah.
testify whenever you say, and I'm
Are-
not to speak to anyone
Yes,
right now or
Are
later.
you at work? Or are you at home, or where are you?
I'm at work, ma'am.
So your co-workers are working. They're not talking to you about this, your son's case, I presume.
No, ma'am. I'm in the office alone. I have my own office. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. So you won't be talking to anybody at all and about this case for sure.
No, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. You're excused until you get called. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge,
And
don't you want Mr. Lewis in the picture?
when I talk to him, but yeah, it would help. I don't know what you're doing, but it's distracting if you're moving around, sir. Is there any reason? Are you working or something, Mr. Lewis?
No.
Okay, well, thank you. Then Mr. Valerias, you may continue.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Pavelio, I was asking you about concerns that you have about Mr. Lewis's drug use. Are those concerns what led y'all to separate back when TJ was 1.5 years old?
Yes, sir.
Okay, why did you leave the household?
I left the household because he was also very domestically abusive. He would block my car in. There was times where he literally broke doors in front of my son when he was a baby. He would put his hands on me, and it was always the result of drug abuse. He always had random people in and out of the house as well.
Okay, and to your knowledge, without telling me what is in any police report or anything like that, but do you believe he has been arrested for drug offenses in the past?
Yes, sir, he sure has.
You said Bear County, is that where those arrests occurred?
Bear County, Atascosa, and the latest one was in Zanesville where he was found guilty.
Okay.
Objection, Your Honor, calls for hearsay. On the last part, she was found guilty.
Okay, Ms. Pavelio, how do you know? How do you personally know
It's open court records, and it says the defendant was found
that
guilty.
you don't have a document to present today?
Yes, ma'am, I did email that into the Attorney General yesterday, and I also emailed it into his, I can look for
Okay,
it
it
again.
hasn't been introduced. I haven't had a chance to see it. Don't talk off of documents.
Okay.
If it's something you know, tell me how you think you know it without reading off of it or
Okay.
talking about it. Okay.
Okay. All right. And so, Ms. Pavelio, I asked you all this in background, but when it comes to visits with TJ and Mr. Lewis, do you want there to be visits between Mr. Lewis and TJ?
Yes, I've always wanted him to be a present father.
Okay. And so, but in order to do these visits, what do you want to see happen?
I want a drug test that is going to be clean, at least a hair follicle or nail follicle, because he does know his way. I've witnessed personally him get his way around the probation system.
Objection, Your Honor, calls speculation.
Sustained. Just answer the question, Ms. Pavelio.
I'm trying, I'm sorry.
I know you are, but try harder. Okay.
Ms. Pavelio, do you believe that he would be able to beat a urinalysis drug test?
I believe with like altering, yes.
And is that why you want a hair follicle test?
Yes, sir.
And if he were to provide you with a clean hair follicle test, do you believe he should have at that point, then have a visit with TJ?
Yes, sir, I do.
And when it comes to visits with TJ, do you think that the visits should be supervised or should they be one-on-one between TJ and his father?
Supervised by his parents. I mean, he's really never had him unsupervised, so supervised by his parents, yes.
Do you believe that that's the only type of visitation that TJ and Mr. Lewis should have, or if there are a number of visits done supervised at the beginning, then transition into day or overnight visits between Mr. Lewis and TJ?
Like I mean, as long as my child's comfortable with overnights, which I don't see him ever not being uncomfortable with it, with his mama and papa present, he loves his grandparents. Um, but as far as the father goes, until he can prove himself and build a relationship with TJ and talk to him more often, I think that he should, be limited to his visits until he earns the child's love, trust, and respect back again. He's been gone and
Okay,
doesn't
let me pause you there, Ms. Pavelio. When is the last time that TJ saw his father?
for 4 hours on Christmas Day. He picked him up from me and took him to his parents and then returned him to my grandparents.
And is that this past Christmas in 2024?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And before that, when is the last time he saw TJ?
Before that was the beginning of October for his cupcakes at his birthday with his baseball team that I invited his father to. We did cupcakes. So he didn't see him on his actual birthday, not Halloween, not Thanksgiving, but we did cupcakes with his team, his baseball team.
Okay. And then before that, when is the last time he saw?
It would be when we were residing, or no, it was actually another baseball game that he came to, but the child did not want to leave with him. He left.
Objection, non-responsive. He's
Okay,
asking about the
they asked you
dates.
about the time and not what happened, just.
Oh, it
when
was,
happened.
yeah, it was another baseball game, I believe, end of August, early.
Okay. And so it sounds, Ms. Pavelio, like he sees TJ sporadically.
Yes.
Is that because you don't allow him to see TJ more, or because he hasn't requested to see TJ more?
He hadn't requested to see TJ.
Okay. What about his Mr. Lewis's parents? Do they see TJ on a more regular basis?
Yes, sir, they sure do. I was allowing them access to the child almost every time that they requested it. They are they're consistent with the child.
Okay. Do you have a good relationship with his parents?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you trust them to supervise visits if the court were to order supervised visits with the parents?
Yes, I sure do.
All right. And so is that your main concern, the drug use and making sure that he is, well, I guess for lack of a better word, clean of any drugs before having the visits?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When it comes to some of these other issues, Mr. Kirkwood in his opening statement had said that he wants to have, or his client agrees that you should be the primary managing conservator that determines the residence. And I believe he also said the education, but wants to have independent rights and duties with regard to all other conservatorship rights. Do you understand what that means, Miss Kirkwood? I mean, Miss Pavelio?
So basically, like, just communicate with him about everything else.
Oh,
Or he would get the decision because, I mean, if he's, I don't know if I can speak out this way, but I'm just gonna try. If he's getting the decision, I've tried to include him in decisions and it doesn't ever work out. So I don't see how it's feasible. I mean, his mom replies more than he does about the child.
okay. All right. Well, I believe that his client wants independent decision-making power, with at least with regard to all conservatorship rights that don't include the residence of the child, the education of the child, and also they're asking for a geographic restriction. And do you know what that means, Ms. Pavelio?
If it's pertaining to me having to live somewhere, like through the child growing up, I mean, that's fine for as of right now, because this is where, but I do work for a company that is nationwide and I am climbing up my corporate chain. So, I mean, if I was to get promoted and need to relocate, I don't see that ever being an issue, like with communication. And if we have to go to court to get that approved, more than fine with that.
Okay, so for now you reside in Comal County,
Yes.
and do you see yourself staying in Comal County for the foreseeable future?
I mean, not for the rest of my life, but like I said, I mean, I personally don't know what the future holds. So, I mean, if TJ grows up and graduates here, he grows up and graduates here. However, if my job takes me other places, definitely not now or for a few years. But if it happens to happen, we could always revisit the subject.
So are you okay with Mr. Kirkwood's request that there be a geographic restriction to Comal County and any counties that neighbor Comal County? So that, like, what would that be? I guess that would be Hayes County, Bexar County, Guadalupe County, uh, Kendall County. I'm not sure, but whatever's on the map that says that's right next to Comal County, would you be okay with having the geographic restriction there?
Yep, that's fine with me. If I need to revisit later, like I said, I can.
Okay. With regard to some of the other issues, and with regard to support, right now, how is TJ covered for health insurance?
I have him on my work insurance, which he has been on for the last year.
Does that work insurance include dental insurance as well?
Yes, dental, vision, and health.
Do you know how much it costs for your health insurance on a monthly basis?
$300.14.
Okay. And what about the dental insurance? Do you know how much that costs you on a monthly basis?
I believe the dentist was like $34. Give me 1 second. Let me see if it'll let me pull it up. I think it was like $36.14 or something like that. But I know the vision was only like $12.
Okay. All right. Are you asking for any reimbursement from Mr. Lewis for the cost of the insurance?
No, I just asked that he's not petitioned by the court to be in charge of medical insurance because he's too unstable at the job. I just want us to have health insurance at all
Wait.
times.
Okay, so you want to cover the health insurance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
With regard to child support, are you asking for any retroactive child support, that is back child support, going back to the time that you and Mr. Lewis separated?
No, sir.
Okay. What about current child support, as in child support going forward from here? Do you believe that Mr. Lewis should pay child support on a monthly basis?
Yes, sir. Whatever the court finds feasible. I've also always told him I don't want to put him in a financial strain, so whatever is manageable for him.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Pavelio. So I want to move on to what's going on with that DFPS case. Can you tell me, when did that get opened up?
So that was January of 2025. It got opened up.
And what? Pardon me for a moment. I think my app here. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I paused there for a moment. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh.
No, you didn't pause. Nothing happened, Mr.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Pavelio, you said January 2025. What
Yes.
happened on that day, or what happened to cause that case to open up?
So it was actually, he was out with some military buddies and he had a bad PTSD thing that happened. He was treated at the VA hospital for it. That's the only reason why MBPD and that's the only reason why I left with the child and called the police, like, to get him the help that he needed. He completed all, and we have medical records of everything
Objection,
he
Your Honor,
completed.
non-responsive.
Sustained. Just wait for the question, Ms. Pavelio.
Okay.
Okay, so your current partner, Mr. Headley, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And he's a veteran,
Yes, sir.
and he has PTSD.
Yes, sir.
And that related to his time in service?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are y'all still together?
Yes, sir.
Y'all reside together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so what was there an event that triggered him to have some sort of post-traumatic stress disorder incident?
Yes, sir. One of his soldiers that he actually trained committed suicide.
Objection, Your Honor, as to hearsay.
I don't think that's hearsay, because it's not a statement outside of the court offered for the truth of the matter asserted.
Yes, it is, Your Honor. Number one, it's a statement by her boyfriend who told her something. Number two, it occurred outside of court. It did not occur in court.
She's just trying to tell what happened, how the PSPS case started, and you're objecting because she knows what happened in the event. Were you there at all, ma'am, or what happened? How did you find out?
I was home from the time that he got home to the time that he got the phone call. My child was asleep in his room.
I
So
withdraw
yeah,
my objection, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You may continue, Mr. Valerias, if you got to clarify that for me now.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Pavelio, so did his reaction to that news cause you enough concern to leave the house with the child?
yes, sir.
And did you call the police?
Yes, sir. I sure did.
Okay. And so how soon after that did a DFPS case get opened up?
The MBPD told me that night that they would be in contact within 3 days, that they mandatory have to report anything when a child's involved.
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Sorry,
What's the question again?
How soon after that night did the DFPS case get opened up?
Okay,
to
answer
3
the
days.
question. Okay.
3 days.
3 days? Okay. And did your current partner get investigated by DFPS?
Yes, sir.
And did they make any findings with regard to his being alone with the child, if there was any sort of abuse or reason to believe that he's a danger to the child?
They did a reason to believe for neglectful supervision in order to do our family-based services.
Okay. Did the DFPS ever file anything in court for this case? Did you ever have to go to any court dates in Comal County?
No, not at all.
And do you know when did they close their DFPS case?
It was on the 14th last, I guess like almost a week ago. We had just completed our household, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean our family. Our household just completed all services that needed to be completed.
Did you contact Mr. Lewis with regard to this DFPS case opening up and the incident with regard to Mr. Headley?
Yes, I contacted him. He was the first person I called as soon as I left the house with the child.
Did he respond to you?
That night, not immediately. I spoke to him, I believe, like an hour and a half. Like I woke him up by calling a couple of times.
I see. Okay. You've heard Mr. Kirkwood's request with regard to Mr. Headley not being alone with the child unsupervised. Is he ever alone with TJ?
No, sir. I mean, TJ's my sidekick. He comes with me everywhere. So no, sir, not really.
Do you work from home?
Yes, sir, I do.
And so are you always home?
Yes, sir. I handle all transportation for TJ. I am the one always home with him after
Objection,
school.
non-responsive.
Sustained.
Okay. And Mr. Pavelio, let's see. What other questions do I have for you? I believe that's everything I wanted to ask you about for now. I may call you for redirect after Mr. Kirkwood's cross-examination. So I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Kirkwood.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Ms. Lewis, I'm sorry. Ms. Pavelio, is that the way to pronounce your name?
Yes.
Okay.
You can say it like that.
Yes, ma'am. Now, you said regarding the Texas Department of Family Protective Services case, you left the home on the night of the incident, correct?
Yes, sir.
What was he doing that caused you to leave the home?
He was yelling and going crazy.
And your baby was there?
He was asleep. Yes, sir.
All that yelling didn't wake him up?
No, sir. I carried him out to the car asleep.
Okay. So you have a man in your house yelling at the top of his lungs, and you're saying this baby did not wake up.
He did not wake up. He wasn't yelling at the top of his lungs, but he was definitely raising his
Talking
voice.
about a baby, or are we talking about a 5-year-old? If I heard him.
5-year-old.
5-year-old. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I apologize, Judge. And isn't it true this is not the first time he's engaged in this behavior?
Not true.
So you're saying he never engaged in this behavior before?
No, sir. Not against me.
Well, did he engage it against other individuals?
Not that I'm aware of.
Then why'd you say not against me?
Because I mean, how I haven't followed him around his whole life, but I mean, I can testify firmly against myself.
Okay. So essentially, when he gets stressed out, he's likely to have another rageful moment.
No, sir. He has received treatment.
Did he receive treatment before?
No, sir.
So when was he diagnosed with PS, post-traumatic stress disorder?
He was first diagnosed when he first got out of the military 2 years ago, but this is his first time actually going through the process and receiving treatment through the VA hospital.
How do you know that if you don't follow him around?
Because I have his medical records and I take him to his doctor's appointments.
Okay. And is he still going to his doctor's appointments?
Yes, sir.
Is there a gun in the home?
No, sir.
Now, did you tell Miss Lewis about other incidences of domestic violence between you and your paramour, your boyfriend?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, how much is just the health insurance just for you?
I'm not sure, sir. I was trying to figure that out. The way my work bills it, it's just on my pay stub as a whole.
Okay. You're aware that the insurance policies have the amount for just the individual employee, and if you add on the family, correct? Were you aware of that?
No, sir. I was not aware.
Okay. So the amount that you gave the court included everyone, not just for the child, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Could you provide us a copy of the plan or something showing the amount for the child?
Yeah, I believe, yeah, I can get a copy of my insurance, like the the forms if needed.
Yes, ma'am. And then we have, right now we have you saying, I tried to get him to see the child, and he may later say, you wouldn't let me see the child. Wouldn't you agree that the parties should use app close to communicate so there'd be proof instead of he say, she say?
Yes, sir. I've actually asked him to use a parenting app before.
Okay. So you're asking the court to order the parties to use app close to communicate?
Yes, that would work for me.
And that the parties respond to each other's communications within at least, um, well, 2
24 hours.
communications a day.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And then, isn't it true that Miss Terry Lewis has tried to see the child, and you
Mm.
refused to allow her to see the child recently?
Yes, recently I have.
Okay. And are you okay with um, them supervising? That's my understanding, correct?
Yes, them supervising I am totally okay with. I trust Terry and Dawn 100%.
Okay. When's the last time you allowed Terry Lewis, the paternal grandmother, to have possession of the
I
child?
believe that was May. I'm not too sure on the exact. It was May or something. She met my stepmom and got him.
Okay. And are you okay with parents having the child on their birthdays, half a day?
On like his parents having them?
No, if Mr. Lewis wants to have his child on his birthday, are you okay with the court ordering that?
I mean, that's fine. On the half day of the child's birthday, yes. Sorry, I
I'm
thought
talking
you
about
meant
the
his
parents'
birthday.
birthdays.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess as long as he shows up for the child's birthday, I don't think it makes sense for him to have to, my child to have to celebrate his birthday if he doesn't celebrate the child's.
Okay, so you were in agreement that each parent will have the child on the child's birthday for half a day, and the parents will have the child on their birthday for at least 2 hours on their
Um,
birthday.
I guess, I mean, yeah.
Okay. And then you indicated that Terrence picked up you guys' son on Christmas Day, correct?
Yes, sir.
Who's with him in the car?
Nobody.
Okay. And you wouldn't give your child to a drug addict, would you?
Actually, I did speak to CPS about that and told CPS that,
Objection non-responsive. Ma'am, I just asked you a simple question.
Can
You
you
would,
just answer the question?
I mean, unfortunately I did, but I shouldn't have.
and you wouldn't give your child to someone you thought would harm your child, would you, ma'am?
I don't think he would physically harm TJ. I never said
Objection
that.
non-responsive.
Sustain.
You wouldn't give your child to a person who would harm your child, would you, ma'am?
No.
Okay. And here you gave your child to a person whom you believe or testified to is a drug addict, a criminal, and is irresponsible on Christmas Day of 2024, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you also, isn't it true that Terrence is asked to see his son and keep his son, and you refuse to give him the child, correct?
That is not true.
Okay. And the hair follicle, are you willing to pay for the hair follicle, ma'am?
I guess if I have to, but no, I believe his father should.
Okay. So the question is, are you willing to pay for it, yes or no?
No.
Okay. And then let's talk about in 2019, when your son was born, where were you residing?
With his parents at his parents' house.
In 2020, where were you residing?
I with his parents at his parents' house.
In 2021, where were you residing?
With his parents at his parents' house.
In 2022, where were you residing?
We split up in 2022.
In 22, okay.
Yes.
And where did you reside? Who did you reside with after 2000 in 2022 after you left the home?
My father came and picked me up from his house.
I said, who did you reside with? I didn't ask who
My
picked you up.
father.
Okay, thank you. And in 2024, where did you reside?
With the person that I'm currently with.
Okay. Now in 2022, when you left Terrence's home, what city did you go to?
I was in New Braunfels.
New Braunfels. In 2023, Did you remain in New Braunfels?
No, I was in Bulverde.
And how far is that from New Braunfels?
Maybe like 15, 20 minutes.
And then in 2024, where are you currently residing?
New Braunfels.
Okay. Okay, can you guarantee that your boyfriend will not have another episode where he's yelling and screaming? Can you guarantee the court that?
Yes, sir.
How can you guarantee, how can you see the future?
I mean, I can't, but I know he's under treatment and he's still, and
Oh.
he even proved himself to CPS.
Yes, ma'am, I ask you again, can you guarantee that your paramour will not have another violent, not violent, but very sporadic yelling episode? Can you guarantee that?
Yes.
Okay. Um, what kind of medications is he under, if you know?
I'm not sure his list of medications.
Okay. And the last time you were with Terrence is when?
Last time I was physically, like with him, like seeing him physically was on the Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, December?
Yes, 2024.
When's the last time you've been with him where you guys are socializing and everything? When was the last time that occurred?
I paid for him to come to Houston in June of 2024 when we were at my mother's house
Okay.
for or June or July, whichever one's Father's Day.
Did you call the police on him on that day, alleging he was using any drugs or anything?
No.
Okay. Well, let's go back. In 2022, after you separated, isn't it true you and Terrence have not really been around each other except for that one day? Correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that question.
Okay. So after you guys broke up, sometime in 2022, you and Terrence were not around each other sociably after that day, correct?
No, I mean, I was a bartender and he would go out to bars. I would see him out.
Okay. But I'm talking about, well, did you witness him using drugs in the bar?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And you didn't call the police?
No.
You didn't tell your manager?
No.
So all we have is your word saying that you saw him using drugs.
I mean, if I need to get witnesses, I can.
No, ma'am, I just asked you right now today, all we have is your word saying that he used drugs in a bar.
Yes.
Okay. So isn't it, you already said you never denied Terrence possession if he asked for the child, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you did deny him possession.
I have not denied him possession.
Okay. And with that, I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Valerias, do you have any other rounds of examination?
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly, Ms. Pavelio, was there a time when you did not allow TJ to go with Mr. Lewis because you smelled marijuana?
Yes, after CPS, after I had CPS in my life and they told me that not to allow
Objection as to
him.
hearsay.
Just answer the question.
Yeah, after I guess
Sustained.
after that situation, when I realized that I could get in trouble for allowing him to go with his father, then yes.
When did that happen?
CPS asked me about him and it was, I don't remember when exactly, but he never really showed up for the child anyway, so
Objection
he didn't have
non-responsive.
to go.
Sustained. Next question.
Ms. Pavelio, was there a time when you smelled marijuana on Mr. Lewis and thus did not let him see TJ?
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
I'm not sure I remember or heard the full answer with the previous objection, Mr. Kirkwood, so I'm gonna allow it.
Yes,
not
Your
a time, not a time that I didn't allow him to see TJ, but didn't let him leave like with him. He actually came to Houston to see us whenever he smelled like that, and he went and cleaned out his truck with me at the gas station and then changed before he saw the child.
Okay. And was that because you could smell marijuana, so you wanted him to clean up before seeing TJ?
Objection,
No, I
Honor,
mean-
leading. Objection, Honor, leading.
Did that suggest the answer, Mr. Balderas?
I mean, it's a leading question, Your Honor.
You want to rephrase then?
Why did you want to clean up the truck?
Actually, he showed up wanting to clean the truck. Like he already had knew that he was in the wrong, so he showed up and was like, "I gotta go clean the truck."
And why did he say to you why he wanted to clean the truck?
Not directly, but I mean, it was very obvious.
Okay, and it may have been obvious to y'all, but on the record here, what was the reason that you cleaned the truck, in your opinion?
There was cocaine on the floorboard and marijuana, the smell of marijuana.
Okay. Was this consistent with what you know about Mr. Lewis, about his behavior and his drug use?
Yes.
All right. I'll pass the witness.
Any further questions, Mr. Kirkwood?
Just one. You don't have any pleadings on file, do you, ma'am?
Wait, any what on file?
Pleadings.
Pleadings.
You don't have a counter petition on file, do you, ma'am?
That's for you, Ms. Pavelio. Did you understand the question, Ms. Pavelio?
I'm sorry, no.
Pleadings is a lawsuit. Do you have any counter lawsuits that you filed in this particular case that the AG brought?
No, I mean, I tried my best to respond.
Objection, Honor, non-responsive.
Just did you or didn't you file? You either filed something or you didn't file it.
No, I emailed, but no, not filed.
Okay.
Thank you, Honor. No further questions.
Did you have counter petitions filed, Mr. Kirkwood? I don't have access to the file at this time.
Yes, Your Honor. We filed a counter petition and an amended counter petition in this case. But we have ours on file.
So it's pretty much a suit affecting anything else particular or separate apart from the SAPSR?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, are we done with this witness, Mr. Valerias?
I believe so, Your Honor,
That's
though the
fine.
state would like to recall her if necessary.
Yes, okay, I might allow her to do any case in chief at the end instead of right now. I'd like to hear from Mr. Lewis and your witness before we go further with Ms. Pavelio. Okay, Mr. Valerias, are you calling Mr. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to call Mr. Lewis next to testify, but I'll defer to Mr. Kirkwood to direct his client, and if I have any questions for him, I could ask him on cross.
You want to go next then, Mr. Kirkwood?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call Mr. Lewis.
Yes, sir.
May I, Your Honor?
Oh, absolutely, yes, he's been sworn in and you just called him, yes.
Yes, sir. Mr. Lewis, how much money do you currently earn?
Probably between 900 and 1,100 every 2 weeks.
Okay. And you currently work for Precision Pizza LLC, correct?
Yes, sir.
And if it pleases the court, I have as an exhibit, but I thought I forgot about the
Zoom nature, do you not have a screen share or did you email it somewhere?
I can share them, and I was gonna also, if it pleases the court, send them to the Attorney General, and they can work out the numbers. But I have all of his pay stubs in my possession.
Has the state seen him?
Not, Your Honor, but I can send Mr. Kirkwood an email and he can respond to it with attaching those, and that would be fine.
Yeah, why don't you email him to the state? I guess Ms. Pavelio is entitled to see him and I need to see him, so you may have to screen share after that, but let
Yes,
me
Your
know that us have him so he can prepare on them as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was there a dispute about income at all or?
I was not aware, Your Honor, but I have them.
Okay.
Okay, may I proceed, Your Honor?
Did the state receive him? It takes a minute or so, but.
I'm sending Mr. Lewis. I'm sending Mr. Kirkwood the email now.
Yeah, why don't you take care of that before you start talking, Mr. Kirkwood? Email
Yes,
back
Your Honor.
the whatever pay stubs you want to present.
Yes, Your Honor. And I was going to share screen too, so the court can see them.
Okay,
I have no objection to that, Your Honor.
okay.
I sent the request to the court.
I think I allowed it.
Okay, let me do that. Okay, it'll be screen number 2. Which one is number 2? Oh, there it is. Okay. Paste stub. Hold on, let me open it up. I apologize, Judge. I thought it
Problem.
closed.
I know you've got a whole file there, so
Yeah.
pick the right one.
Exhibits. Lewis. There you go, Your Honor. I'll make it a little larger.
Thank you.
Mr. Lewis, is this your pay stub?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it has the date of the check, from May 19, 2005 to June the 1st to June the 1st, 2005, 25. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then the next one is from June the 2nd to June the 20th, 2025.
Can you repeat that one more time? Oh,
The next pay stub is from June the 2nd, 2025 to June the 15th, 2025.
yes, sir.
Okay. I just made it a little larger. And June the 16th to June the 29th, 2025.
Yes, sir.
And then the next one is from June the 30th, 2025 to July the 13th, 2025.
Yes, sir.
And then the next one is August the 1st, 2020, July the 20th, July the 14th to July the 27th, 2025.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do these check stubs that I showed you, they actually reflect your pay that you were receiving during this time period?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Judge, I move to admit petitioner's respondent father's exhibit number 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pay stubs.
Yes, Your Honor, and I'm also mailing to them to the Attorney General as well.
Okay. Any objection, Mr.
No objection, Your Honor.
Any objection, Ms. Pavelio?
No,
Then would you call them respondents or how father? I like to call them father's exhibits.
Yes,
Father's
Your Honor.
gateways. Okay.
I have them listed on the actual document as
Okay.
respondent father's exhibit 1.
That would be perfect. That'll be admitted.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Now, when this case first, when you initially left, when you guys broke up in 2024, well, 22, did you ask to see your son? May I stop sharing, Your Honor?
Yes, I think we didn't go over the numbers, but I guess you're going to.
I think I have enough to make calculations, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
And I just sent them to you, sir. Miss. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Kirkwood.
Yes, sir.
Repeat the question.
After you guys broke up in 2022, did you ask to see your son at any time in 2022?
We actually had a system. Basically, she had him for half of the week, and then I had him for half of the week, and it went on like that for a while until I left to Dallas.
So in 2022, y'all were basically sharing custody half the week and half the week, correct?
Yes, sir.
In 2023, was that the same schedule you guys had?
Yes, sir.
In 2024, well, when did you move out of Texas?
I'd say probably April of 2024.
Okay. So prior to April 2024, you guys were still sharing a half a week schedule.
Yes, sir.
Now, in 2025, in 2024 after April, did you visit your son?
Yes, sir.
When did you visit your son in 2024?
For his birthday,
Okay.
and then a few of his baseball games, and then Christmas.
How many baseball games did you go to?
I want to say 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Okay. And then Christmas. Was there any time after April 2024, between April, we'll say May 2024 to December 2024, that the mother refused to allow you access to your son?
No, sir.
Okay. Now in 2025, January to now, have you requested to see your son?
Yes, sir. And also to either take a drug test or
Sir,
just wait till court.
listen to the question again. From January the 1st to now, have you asked to see your son?
Yes, sir.
How many times did you ask?
Um, I can't recall off the top of my head.
Sir,
So I can't recall off the top of my head.
was it 1 time, 2 times, 4 times, what?
Probably 6, 7,
Sir,
6 or 7.
6 or 7. And did she allow you to see your son?
No, sir.
Okay. She alleges that you were doing drugs. When's the last time she's physically been around you?
That Houston trip.
Okay. And that was in 2024?
Yes, sir.
So in 2025, she hasn't been around you at all, has she?
No, sir.
So you picked up a DWI, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And what is the status of that DWI?
I pled out and I just have a fine.
You did what, sir?
I pled out guilty and then took my fine.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No, sir.
So you accept the responsibility?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you been arrested? Were you arrested at any other time in Texas or any other state?
Uh, yes, sir.
Okay. What counties were you arrested in?
I just go to Bear County and San Angelo.
And what was the last one?
San Angelo.
San Angelo. Okay, that's the city. Okay. And what were you arrested for in Atascosa for?
Intent to distribute, intent to manufacture, possession.
Okay. And what happened with that case?
I basically filed for statute of limitation.
So it was dismissed or what happened?
I just never went to court for it.
Is there a warrant out for your arrest?
No, sir.
It was dismissed then?
I would say so. I would just filed for statute of limitation because I
Okay.
never had my first court appearance. I feel like
And then in Bear County, what were you arrested for?
possession of marijuana.
Okay. And in San Angelo, what were you arrested for?
Possession of marijuana.
Okay. Now, did Mrs. Pavelio, did she use marijuana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how do you know she was using marijuana during the time period you were arrested?
Uh, we were together, so we would smoke it together.
So she forgot to tell on herself, basically, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, during all these arrests, were you with Miss Pavelio?
For the one out of Scotia, yes.
So,
Not for the one in San Angelo.
but so for Bear County and Atascosa, you were with her, correct?
Yes, sir.
And she didn't break up with you because you were using marijuana with her?
No, sir.
Now, were you arrested for possession of any other types of drugs?
Just cocaine, controlled substance.
And that was the one in Atascosa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you use cocaine?
Not anymore.
When's the last time you used cocaine?
Probably last year, November.
Okay. And Are you asking, are you okay with your mom supervising you and your child?
Yes, sir.
And you have a mental health issue, correct?
Who, me?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Have you been diagnosed with any type of mental health issues?
No, sir.
And after you guys separated in 2022, did you provide any monies to Ms. Pavelio,
We split the cost of care of everything.
sir?
I said we split the cost of care of everything.
Okay. Did you keep any receipts?
No, sir.
And are you asking the court to allow your mom to exercise your visitation if it's 100 miles or more with 14 days notice?
Yes, sir.
And are you asking for app close?
Yes, sir.
And you heard what I told the court about her being named as joint manager conservator with the right to designate the residence and receive child support. You okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Are you okay with the a standard possession plan?
Yes, sir.
Are you okay with your mom supervising your visitation?
Yes, sir.
Now, did Miss Pavelio, did she use cocaine with you at any time?
Yes, sir.
She did?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, are you concerned about your son being around Mr. Bradley Headley?
No, sir.
Okay.
He's actually pretty good with him.
Okay, that's fine. So you're not asking for a permanent injunction?
No, sir.
Okay. With that, Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Valerias, did you want to follow up?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Lewis,
Yes, sir.
was there an incident or was there a time when you had to clean out your truck before visiting TJ because it had cocaine and marijuana in it?
It was marijuana, and it just smells.
Okay. And with regard to your current job, are you working part-time or full-time? Based on your checks, it looks like it's part-time.
No, it's full time.
Okay. I went ahead and calculated child support based on the 10 weeks of time that I have here on the pay stubs. And what I calculated was that child support comes out to $329 per month. Are you in agreement to pay that amount in guideline child support?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other children besides TJ? I should have asked you that earlier, but do you
No,
have?
sir.
No? Okay. You've heard Miss Pavelio's request for a hair follicle test. Would you be in agreement to do a hair follicle test before exercising your visitation rights?
Yes, sir.
Well, I apologize, Judge.
And I heard a yes, sir. Is that right, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I think I'll go ahead and pass the witness. I got no further questions.
Anything further, Mr. Kirkwood?
Yes, I'd just like to clear up one thing. And what you mean by unsupervised, you're willing to do a hair follicle for unsupervised visitation, correct?
Yes, sir. If it's supervised, then there's no need to do it.
Okay. And until you do the hair follicle, your mother will supervise all visitations. You okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With that, I pass the witness shot.
Technically, Ms. Pavelio, you're here representing yourself so that you do have the right of cross-examination of witnesses. Now, I don't want it to get into a heated exchange between you all or get out of control or start calling each other names or accusing each other of things. But if you have a question and you let him answer, I can allow some cross-exam if you have it. And just as an FYI, you can start because you didn't go to law school. Isn't it true that if you want to ask a question, and that'd be the easiest way to remember how to ask a question.
No, I'm okay. I don't really know how to do all this.
Well, no, there's anything specific you want to draw out and there's something you have in mind on your side or whatever it is, isn't it true that? And if you don't, you don't, but I'm just giving you your rights.
Okay, I mean, I guess like wasn't it true that there was drugs in the home whenever you left Houston from seeing TJ last time? Like you brought drugs to Houston whenever you came to see TJ?
Marijuana.
Okay. I guess that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
You want to
I think-
respond? Just give me a minute. Okay. I don't think I have any questions because what I think I see is more agreements than disagreements. So
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, but I go except for the numbers I haven't heard, well, some child support numbers appeared right anyway. And mom was waiving waiving the back pay. Mr. Kirkwood, am I mistaken about that? Do you think there's some agreements here that I heard that both of them agreed to here in the end or not?
I heard the same thing, Judge, and the only thing I was going to ask Mom, well, grandmother, is if she'd be willing to supervise the
Okay, that's
visitation.
I can I ask one more question, and if it's not allowed, just let me know. If
Yeah,
the
you
dad
can.
does, if the dad does agree to make me primary sole custody parent, is that okay? Because I mean, I think that in order to discuss joint, we can get to where we are with visitation before revisiting a joint custody matter. He resides out of state, and when I've tried to contact him about medical or anything, he doesn't respond.
Well, let me ask you about that, Mr. Kirkwood. Are y'all in agreement to rebutting the joint custody just because of the long distance, not necessarily because there's anything ugly between them, but just that
No, Your Honor. We were asking for joint. There are no pleadings on file for sole manager conservatorship.
I think I overruled that. Appropriate conservatorship would include joint, would include sole, would include denial of everything or whatever on that kind of pleading, or that's the way I've always seen it. I've been doing this for 30 years, and you're the first one that told me I couldn't do it. So, but well, to be honest, and I like to be honest, and I don't want to confuse people, and private attorneys have their way of doing business and your orders and have a 20 pages of conservatorship and rights and stuff. I think this is like 2 pages. And honestly, and Mr. Valerias, tell me if I'm wrong, we call them joint or we call them sole, it's still the same rights and duties. I mean, I'll be honest about that. That's the way I see your orders, but
That is correct, Your Honor.
unless we start lining any of them, or deleting any of them, or adding anything, they're pretty much the same rights and duties, whether you call somebody joint or whether you call somebody sole on the paperwork. Now, and they're just basic rights, Ms. Pavelio. When you talk about everybody wants to think that sole custody means the other parent has nothing. Well, that's not the way it works. If you want totally sole with him having nothing, to me, it's a termination. You go somewhere else and terminate his rights. It doesn't sound like that's what you want. But even with joint, you already have the primary right of deciding residence, and they conceded education, and I think even medical. Did I remember that right, Mr. Kirkwood? She could make
Yes.
those
That is
decisions.
correct, Your Honor.
So
That's
those are the
correct.
big ones that people should confer with, but he's not even asking to do that. You get the rights to that. Everything else is more minor, like he has a right to information, and either you can provide or he
Okay.
can access it himself. He has a right to go to school activities. He has a right to, all these other things, but the main ones you've already got under the scenario I'm seeing. So if he agrees to a label of joint custody, but you got the primary rights anyway exclusively, and he's got the rest of them independently, and you'd be okay with that, Ms. Pavelio?
Yes, and then the standard, just one last question, the standard visitation because of distance is 1 week in a month, correct?
I think they can choose the designation of 1 weekend or the first, third, and fifth, and they get to make that choice now. Mr. Kirkwood, and I don't remember how long it's going to be in a month. He's coming back, so we probably need to pit all levels of visitation depending on where he lands and how quickly he lands close by. Mr. Kirkwood, or are you just saying it's just over 100 miles, period?
I was asking for the 50 miles or less, and 100 miles or more. That way he gets to make the selection to her regarding the 100 miles or more, whether he gets 1 weekend a month or whether he gets
Yeah.
every first, third, and fifth. And his mother would exercise his visitation even though he's out of town. And so we'd probably select a 1 weekend if it's 100 miles or more.
Then there's a gap of the between 50 and 100, which is slightly different because you're a little further from the school and picking up the
Mhm.
school child from the school and blah, blah, blah. But I think we need to put all three levels. Do you not think that would be wise, Mr. Kirkwood, depending on where he lands and how close to the 50-mile marker it is or the 100-mile marker?
Yes, Your Honor. And what I
Mhm.
meant, I'm not asking for extended. We're just asking for first, third, and fifth pickup on Friday and return on Sunday.
So
That
I
way it
would
won't be
get,
the issue.
I'm so sorry.
That way
Maybe
it
you're
won't be
asking for the old standard that was under 50 and over 50?
the.
Yes,
It'll be-
was that a yes?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Is that what I remember, Mr. Valdez? The old one had it split different, didn't have the three-way split. It was just under 50 and over 50 and pretty much weekends, not the expanded with the Thursday overnights to Monday morning. That's cool.
That's
That's
the new
right.
one, Your Honor. Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
the one you want. That's the one I remember. And that's a little bit less than the current one, Ms. Pavelio. Surely you wouldn't disagree with it, even if it was the old standard versus the new standard visitation order. Would you be okay with that?
So he would get him, I'm still a little lost on it. So he would get him,
What the way they're asking for it is the old standard visitation, and now it's different, which is a lot more, or a little bit more. So the old one just first, third, and fifth week. If you're under 50 miles from each other, it's first, third, and fifth weekends from Friday at 6 p.m. to Sunday at 6 p.m. or from after school Friday to Sunday at 6 p.m.
and that's 3 weekends.
Well, only if there's a fifth weekend in a month, and that is not true in every month. It's really first and third, and when a fifth one shows up, and that's a few times a year, then he gets that one too, which is right next to the first weekend of the next month. Sometimes it's back to back, as the fifth weekend and first weekend are next to each other. Surely you've
I
looked at
mean,
the calendar.
is
You
there
know
any
this.
way, like if we agree on the 1 weekend a month? Cause I mean, that's all it really ever was.
I
And he
think it's
has
because
worked himself.
you're also, because he's out of town, but if he gets closer, he'd be entitled to the more under 50. Over 50, they're still, I think, wanting the first, third, and fifth, or to make that election, not each month. There would need to be an election now in the order, Mr. Kirkwood. You choose the extra visits first.
Your
and-
Honor, I think that the discussion right now is on the standard possession and access order, but I
Uh-huh.
do believe Ms. Pavelio is asking for supervised visits.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yes, but they conceded that if he doesn't do the hair follicle, every bit of the standard visits is supervised. And
Yes.
so like,
That's correct.
that's what has been happening anyway. His mom's been around, you said.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the child. If he does the hair follicle and it's clean, then he would be entitled to unsupervised visits. I think you had agreed to that earlier, or am I mistaken, Ms. Pavelio?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fine, but he's like lived since 2000, before 2024, he moved to Dallas, and then he was in Dallas, and then 2024, he moved to Ohio.
I get it.
So,
But he said he was moving back like in a month. And now whether that happens or not, that's the way the setup is on the visitation. It's under 50 miles. So if he's close by, and over 50 miles, excuse me, on the old one, over 50 miles, he's further away. So either
yeah,
way, he still has those visits and he gets to exercise them. But I would also say, they're saying that grandma gets the visits if he doesn't come by, and you already let grandma get plenty of visits. So why could it not be on this visitation schedule that we're now giving
she
you?
was, well, because she was getting him like 1 week in a month. It wasn't like as coming and going. And he has said that he's gonna move back to San Antonio. He said that a couple months ago and never came back. So I just don't want to get stuck on an order where it's like he has to go every first or third weekend to go visit grandparents and has these expectations that dad might be there and dad's not there again. Because he was told that dad was gonna move back this summer. Dad told me personally and never came back. So I would like if we
Well, the
could.
one thing I could do for you that might resolve that is that if they make the election now that it's first, third, and fifth, well, if it's over 100 miles, it's already first, third, keep saying 100, it's over 50 miles, and it's the first, third, and fifth under 50 miles, that the only way it's going to happen is if he gives you advance notice. So with so
Okay.
much advance notice, you know he's coming. And so, if he doesn't give you advance notice, he doesn't have the visit. So you don't tell the child about it. Grandma gets
Okay.
the child with or without him, on those weekends if she wants it. But I thought you kind of intimated that she was around a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
I
I
thought
mean,
it
well,
was-
I mean, like 1 week in a month. She had been getting him once a month before. It was nothing more than that. But I mean, that's fine, I guess, with 2 week notice or something like that. But I just didn't want to lose all my weekends with him because we do so much on
Well,
the
you always have
weekends.
second and fourth and all the ones they don't exercise and
Okay.
there's all the split holidays. So it's quite a bit still, I think. I get it, but it sounded like you wanted him involved and he should be.
Yeah, no, definitely. I
Now
see
it's-
where you're coming from.
You've had all these years of bonding. Now it's his turn to step up. And if he does, that's better for your child. If he doesn't,
Mhm.
well, there we go.
Okay.
And well, the other thing I'm thinking about is where there's a temporary order or final order, because I think if we work out all the kinks here, we might be able to get a final order. It doesn't have to be temporary with me seeing them again. So on that issue, Mr. Kirkwood, what would you propose?
I was thinking, number one, I think the court misunderstood. My client is asking that
Okay,
while he's out of town, his mother have the child and do video conferences and stuff with the child and him on that one weekend while he's out of town. The other
well,
thing,
okay. And I didn't misunderstand that, but now she told me now it's once a month that grandma was visiting. I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was more often. So I was thinking that you were electing first, third, and fifth for over 50 miles. So are you now saying that it's once a month over 50 and first, third, and fifth under 50? Are you making that election or not?
if it's 100 miles or more, Your Honor, or
Uh-huh.
50 miles or more, he's asking for one weekend a month with 14 days notice.
Well, see,
Okay.
then you're on the same page and I'm
Okay.
just
Yeah.
messing it up by talking too much.
Thank you.
And the second thing, Your Honor, once he moves back, then it would be first, third, and fifth, and it would still be supervised by his mother until he does the hair follicle at his own expense. And then and I would like these to be final orders, Your Honor, because they've gotten everything worked out.
Well, it
I
sounds
don't know
like
if Mr.
we
Balderas.
haven't finished with the math and asking Miss Pavelio if she agreed with the calculations or the math part, but I think we're closer than not. But I want to get the visitation more nailed in or figured out before we continue or get more testimony, because I keep thinking I hear agreements actually. So I would like to resolve that. Well, I haven't even asked you to do closing, and I don't even think I'm there yet. And you still wanted to call the grandmother as a witness? But I
Yes, Your
think
Honor, very quickly.
let's do that real quick. And then Ms. Pavelio, I'm gonna let you respond to anything else you think you've heard and you haven't answered or replied to after we talk to Mr. Kirkwood's witness. I'm gonna admit Terry Lewis. Ms. Lewis, are you there? I need you to unmute and start your video. Terry Lewis.
Yes,
Wonderful.
okay.
Thank you for being so patient. I think we've
Yes,
had
ma'am.
good productive hearing here. So Mr. Kirkwood is going to call you as a witness and you may proceed, sir. I think I've already sworn her in.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Lewis, could you please state your name for the record?
Mary Lynn Lewis.
And you are the grandmother of Terrence Maurice Lewis Jr.?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when's the last time you saw Terrence Maurice Lewis Jr.?
The first weekend in May. He came over for the weekend.
And how many times after that have you asked to see the child?
I usually ask maybe
Objection,
every
non-responsive. I just need to know the number of times you asked to see the child.
Can you remember between the end of May, that would be June, July, and mid-August? How many
Yes, Your
times
Honor.
you've asked, Miss?
possibly every weekend or every other weekend.
And how many times were you allowed to see him?
Oh, no, sir.
And what explanation was given?
Sometimes no response. Sometimes I don't feel comfortable with TJ coming over there. Let's see, what else would she say? I think those are about the two. She would either no response or I don't feel comfortable with him coming over there.
Are you willing to supervise your son's possession of TJ?
Oh, of course. Yes, sir.
Okay. And you would supervise his possession until he gets a hair follicle. You okay with that?
Yes, sir.
And you
No,
understand that means
Clean hair follicle.
hair follicle, I apologize. And you
Or-
understand that means that you cannot leave him alone to go to the grocery store and all this stuff. You got to physically be in the home with TJ and Terrence, your son.
Yes. Okay, yes, uh-huh.
Or
Okay.
take them with you.
Or take them with you, yes. And with that, Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Mr. Valerias, do you have any question for Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Lewis, have you filed anything in this case asking for conservatorship rights or possession and access rights for TJ?
Have I personally? No.
Yes, ma'am. No? Okay. How often did you want to be able to see TJ?
As often as possible. Maybe every weekend, every other weekend, during school celebrations or school events or whatever, TJ is participating in, I would, me and my husband would like to be able to see him.
And when I say see him, do you want him for the whole weekend, or do you want him for a day out of that weekend, or
Oh, the whole weekend.
the whole weekend? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And do you have a cordial relationship with TJ's mother, Miss Pavelio?
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we have a good relationship.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness, ma'am.
Do you have any questions, Ms. Pavelio, for Ms. Lewis, the witness?
No, ma'am, she said everything.
Yeah, but you get, Ms. Lewis, that this isn't about a grandparent's visitation rights and a court order for that. That's not been filed, and I don't have the authority to do that. This is more about you supervising your son's time with the child, and his lawyer is asking that if he can't exercise a visit, that you exercise it for him. Do you understand how that works? That it's not your specific separate legal right. It just derives from your son. What he gets, you're required to supervise it, and when it's no longer supervised, it's between you two, how often you see the child, if he's got the child for the weekend. You understand that?
So I need to supervise Terrence Sr. when he's with his
Right
son.
now, unless and until he takes a hair follicle test and it comes out clean.
Okay, yes, because I understand there's no grandparents, right? So I just have to, whenever
Well, I want to make sure that
Okay,
you don't
yes.
think this is that kind of case, because there are those kind of cases, but
Oh,
that's
no,
different
I
file, yeah.
understand that. I understand that this is not that kind of case, yes.
So yeah, but you're gonna help your son, and you can hope, I think Ms. Pavelio, I need to ask her specifically that if he's not able to exercise a visit, that you be allowed to. So if it's under 50 miles, it's gonna be the first, third, and fifth weekends from Friday at 6 to Sunday 6. And if it's over 50 miles, it would be once a week, once a month. If he resides more than 50 miles away from Ms. Paveglio's residence, then it would be once a month.
Yeah, so right now, since he's residing more than or out of state, like once a month, I'd bring TJ to you guys. And you guys would keep him in place of Terrence being here.
Thank you for clarifying what I'm saying.
Sorry.
And then, but it has to be with advance notice, because she needs to know that he's coming for that weekend, or you negotiate a different weekend or whatever works for the scheduling. But it's more 1 weekend a month if he's long distance, and first, third, and fifth weekends if there's a fifth weekend under the 50 miles. But again, you need to be there 100% of the time, Ms. Lewis. That's what supervision means. I guess you get to sleep, but you gotta still monitor all the comings and goings, that you can't just walk off with the child unless and until he passes the drug test.
Right, that's
Yeah.
when he's in Texas. Is that because he?
Yeah, well, that first, third, and fifth would be, yes, the under 50 miles. And then when he's in Texas for the once a weekend over the 100 miles. Yes, you need to be a part of it each and every time, unless you see the negative drug test and it's been shared with the lawyers and Ms. Paveglio, so that they can clear it too, that they agree that it's okay. Well, and at
Yes.
least Mr. Baldetta's out, at least Mr. Kirkwood.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I guess you're not gonna be on this forever. This case ends, Mr. Kirkwood, so it would be sharing it with Ms. Pavelio if this is
Yeah.
a final order.
Yeah, we could put it in the order that the drug test has to be provided to her via app close.
Yeah. But, and then that's when the supervision lifts, and so you can still see your child, the child, when your son has them, so you have to be around 100%, but that's between you all, but you would no longer have to supervise only if the drug test comes out clean. Did you understood that? You look like you're questioning or not sure, but I want to make sure you understand.
Right.
You have any
So,
questions about
so
it?
if he's here in Texas and it's the first, third, and fifth weekend,
If
and
it's within 50 miles, not just anywhere in Texas, but 50 miles of her residence.
okay,
Under
okay,
50
and
miles.
he's here in Texas, then I do 100% supervision of Terrence and TJ.
Yes, but if he's outside the 50-mile range and he's out of state and he comes for one weekend to visit anyway, and because he's told her in advance that he's coming, he's still under the drug test, you still need to supervise that visit because it would still be in Texas. It's still under the family, under the order.
Okay, I got it.
And if he
Yes,
hasn't passed that test, then you still have to supervise, even if he lives out of state.
yes, ma'am. Okay, I got it.
All the visits get supervised, whether under 50 or 50, unless that clean hair follicle test.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay. I guess I don't want to confuse anything, but the order does say that if you all agree to something different, you're all entitled to, and that's between the parents. And most times I encourage it. However, if it's going to confuse things or make things hotter, I tell you don't just live under the order. It's pretty good anyway. But there's times that you may want to switch weekends. You may there be maybe extra times, whatever. You do something, put it in writing and sign it, and y'all both keep copies. So if you're going outside the order, it's real clear what you agreed to, and there's going to be no disputes down the road that you're going to involve lawyers and authorities, police, and they're going to say it's a civil matter. We don't want to deal with you because nobody knows what the real agreement is because it wasn't in writing. Now, it doesn't have to be filed at the court file, just that you'll have something that starts at this time, it ends at this time, and exchanges and blah, 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 so that you all know you're on the same page, and if authority or a lawyer might know what you meant instead of he said, she said, and you have trouble getting the kid back, Ms. Pavelio, because he thinks you agreed to a month and you said, oh, no, it was only a week. That's why I try to caution people. But there is that possibility because the order says on visitation only, y'all can agree to something different. And if you cannot agree to something different, you stick to the order. But mainly people stick to the order once they get started. It's easy. You can remember, it's, works out better that way. Okay, Ms. Pavelio, you said you had no questions for Ms. Lewis. Anything further for Ms. Lewis, Mr. Kirkwood? You're muted. I'm sorry, I'm not
I
hearing.
think the court covered everything.
Mhm.
I think the court did a great job covering it.
Well, I'll take that, but thank you, Ms. Lewis. You're excused, or well, actually, I don't mind do you all mind if I release her and she stays in here to hear what happens to the rest of it? Or is that too private? You don't want her here, Ms. Pavelio, or you do?
I
Yeah,
have no
she's-
problem with her
she's-
staying, Judge.
We're just making the orders, right? She can stay.
Yeah, but it also includes some money support, all that other stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's
you okay
fine.
with
That's
that?
fine.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, are you okay with your mother being here, hearing all this in case you misunderstood something, she can clear you up, or your lawyer can, but you okay with your mother staying here, Mr. Lewis? Unmute and tell me yes or no. You're not unmuted, so I didn't hear it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, then stay here, ma'am. You're released from the rule, and we'll just continue.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess, are we kind of closing? Are y'all gonna figure this out for me, or so I don't have to do all the talking? And let me, let's see, let's start with the state and the easy stuff for you, the financial issues. And then Mr. Kirkwood, if you go through the whole conservatorship, visitation stuff, so we know we're all on the same page for the state to draft the order. Even if
Yes,
we've
sure.
already beat it to death, I still want to, I know it for one last time, so we're on the same page. Okay, Mr. Valerias, you're closing, which is probably gonna be the recommendation I accept on the financial stuff.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, I did actually want to ask Ms. Pavelio. I
Sure.
don't think I asked her if she was in agreement with the guideline percentage that I calculated.
So trying to rush through the agreement that you're right. Go ahead and ask her.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Pavelio, are you in agreement with the $329 a month child support calculation that I made based on Mr. Lewis's pay stubs?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. And that would begin next month, September 1st, 2025. Would that be okay with you?
Yep, that's fine by me.
Okay. And I don't, well, actually, I have a question for Mr. Lewis, actually, more than for yourself.
Can you ask her about the medical, that she carries it, that she agrees to 0 for reimbursement and no retro? Is that what I heard the agreement was earlier? I want to make sure.
Yes.
That,
Yes, ma'am.
That's my understanding of her testimony before. Yes, Your Honor.
Well, then I'll ask you, you're covering the visions is not in the law, so you can cover it at your own expense anyway, but medical insurance and dental insurance, you want to cover it and have that obligation? Ms.
Yes.
Pavelio? Okay, and then on the, he's not going to reimburse you for any amounts. We don't know what the amounts would be because you haven't calculated them, but you're willing to take over without reimbursement, the medical and dental?
Yes.
So medical support is 0 a month starting September 1st from Mr. Lewis to you, and dental support's also 0 a month. That's the way it would read. You're okay with that?
Yes.
You said you gave up any back pay. It sounded like there might be stuff that happened between y'all or whatever, but you're not asking for any back pay,
No.
just to go on forward. Okay. So you're waiving the retroactive child support, any retroactive medical support, and any retroactive dental support, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, I think even though I thought there was no family violence, I think I heard some episodes, but you're not in fear of Mr. Lewis. You're not asking for a non-disclosure finding where he's not allowed to know your current or future addresses.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so no non-disclosure. And I think that's all I have on her issues. Okay, thank you, ma'am. And
Judge,
Mr.
there was one
Valdez-
other thing.
Oh,
There was
sure.
one other
What?
thing that they split 50-50 uninsured
Okay.
costs.
You know, I always mean to tell people, especially when they're not accepting reimbursement, but it's always it's a standard order. It's there for all the cases, so we don't even talk about it. Sometimes we forget about it, but it does say, and I need you to be aware, Ms. Pavelio, if you're taking the obligation to provide medical and dental insurance, and then for some reason you don't have it, it lapses, and there's some catastrophic thing that happens, then or non-catastrophic, it just means you're 100% liable for all the insurance costs not covered because you let the insurance lapse and don't have insurance. You
Okay.
understand? You have
Yes,
100%
ma'am.
liability if you don't have insurance, since you're the one that's required to have it.
Okay, that's fine.
Otherwise, it's 50-50 as long as you have it and there's anything to be covered. You understand that too?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
It's in there. You can ask him for his half of whatever insurance didn't cover. Thank you for that,
Okay.
Mr. Kirkwood. That was important. Okay, Mr. Balderas, did you have any further questions for Ms. Pavelio?
Your Honor, I actually did, just for my own clarity.
Okay.
Ms. Pavelio, with regard to the drug testing, if Mr. Lewis does provide a clean hair follicle test result, were you wanting him to have the child for the weekends or during the day on the weekends? I guess I want some clarity on that.
No, for the weekends is fine. Like I said, I mean, TJ loves his grandparents and he's when he's in Texas, he's residing there. So, TJ whatever, like if TJ ever says he doesn't want to stay the night, I'm sure they would tell me, but I'm okay with him staying the night there. Like he loves to stay the night.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Pavelio. I'll pass the witness.
Okay, and Mr. Kirkwood, did you have any follow-up questions for Ms. Pavelio?
No, Judge, I just want to do the closing. That's about it.
Okay, then I did did I do your closing for you with all the specifics, Mr.
I think
Balderas,
you
the
covered
financial?
everything, Judge.
Yes,
I
Your
mean, I
Honor.
think you covered it. I think we don't need to do closing. I think the court covered everything.
Well, I don't want to talk anymore, so you tell me what they agreed to, and I think I already half ordered, but let's, for the paper purposes for Mr. Balderas.
No further closing from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Valerias. So, start from the top, Mr. Kirkwood, with the conservatorship stuff.
It's my understanding, Judge, the parties will be made joint manager conservator. Mom should have exclusive rights to designate the residents within Comal County and touching counties. She had exclusive right to determine what school the child goes to. She has exclusive right to make medical decisions, which include appointments for the child. She still has to give him notice of everything that would be going on regarding the child within a reasonable period of time. It's, all of the rights are independent. There should be possession and access within 50 miles or less, or 100 miles or more. If it's within 50 miles or less, he would have
50
first,
miles
third.
or more, 50 miles or less and 50 miles or more, so there's no gaps in mileage. Okay.
Correct. He should have possession of child first, third, and fifth. If it's 100 miles or more, he should have possession of child with 14 days notice via app close, 1 weekend a month. He has, with whether it's 50 miles or 100 miles or more, until he takes a hair follicle test, and it comes back negative, he will have supervised visitation. He's ordered that he shall have his mother supervise his visitation, and she has to confirm it, be it somehow to the mother. But it's understood that Miss Terry Lewis is not a party to the case. She's just there to supervise. That's the sole issue. Medical support, the AG went over that issue. The parties will communicate via app close, and the parties will exchange information regarding their residences on app close if they move, and if there are other issues, all of them have to be done through app close. Beyond that, I think we covered everything, Judge.
Okay, the one thing we hadn't talked about that I kind of like, especially if it's long distance still, there's the electronic communication where you can do the FaceTime or something else. If you do it already,
yeah.
great. If you haven't done it, you should. But it says reasonable times, reasonable durations. Y'all figure what days and times and just do it if without, just y'all take care of it. It's in the order allows it. You're okay with that, Ms. Pavelio?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can use that, Mr. Lewis? You would?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And Judge, I would just like to stipulate that the electronic communications be through app close or some other type of modem where they
They're
can see each
recorded.
other. And that they occur at least twice a week if he's out of town
Wow.
on a specific date and time.
I've never made people have to communicate a certain day and time on app close. That just whenever naturally comes up. But you want it in there, I guess if the parties agree, I don't care. But
That's fine,
well,
Judge.
I guess you can force the issue and communicate twice a month. I don't know, the 1st and 15th, the 10th, 5th, and 20th. What do you want, Mr. Kirkwood? I don't
I
know.
would say that the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, and the 25th. That way it's every 5 days. He gets to see his child. That's what I did last time on a case.
Are you talking about electronic communication or communication on app close between the parents?
I'm talking about communications between the child and the parent. If he's out of town,
You're talking about electronic communication where he gets a visit with the child, what times and dates? That would be at the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 25th?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I thought you were talking about app close to actually talk about the child.
No,
Okay.
no. I was talking about
Then I
them.
just said reasonable times, and that's even better on the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, and 25th of every month. That'd be easy to remember no matter what day of the week it falls on.
Mhm.
Is there a time on those days, whatever weekday it is, ma'am, that would be reasonable for him to call?
He gets out of school at 3:05. I don't know if Ohio and Texas are in the same time zone, but he gets out of school at 3:05 Central Time. So I mean, anytime after that, he's in bed by 8:30 every night.
So we could say about 7 o'clock, Your Honor, right before he goes to bed.
Yeah, that works perfect. That's after dinner and playtime before bath.
But it's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, so Mr. Lewis, it's on you to make sure you're on the same time zone, or if you're ahead.
Yes, ma'am. It'll be 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's only an hour
Okay,
difference.
I didn't know what time zone you're in, but 7 p.m. Central, Texas time and the
Yes,
difference.
ma'am. It's only an hour difference.
Okay, wonderful. Then the thing I still think I'm confused about, because we keep talking about under 50 and then over 100. Well, there's still a gap between 50 and 100. So I'm doing the old one, Mr. Baldor, under 50 and over 50, and specifically first, third, and fifth weekends for under 50 from Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6. And that one, Ms. Pavelio, does he need to give, if that means he's close by, does he need to give you 14 days advance notice, or can it be a little shorter if he's actually close by?
If he moves back just the week that he moves back, that works for me. Like, hey, if he's back like the third month or something like, or I'm sorry, the third
Like
week or the first week, he can
7
just
days advance notice or 48 hours?
anytime, like 48 hours. That
Okay.
works.
And Judge, I want to be clear, if he moves back and he's within 50 miles, he gets first, third, and fifth. He doesn't have to give her notice.
That's what I just said, but as long
Okay,
as he
making
gives her
sure.
48 hours advance notice so she can prepare and that he's not going to show up and she just leaves the child hanging disappointed. That's the whole thing. And if he doesn't
Sure.
give 48 hours notice, she has the right to not be there and not hand the child over because he would be forfeiting the visit without the advance notice. That you can do by text or app close if you want to use the app close for that too. But then above 50 miles, it would still be it would be 1 weekend a month with 14 days advance notice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And all of it is supervised by paternal grandmom, unless and until he provides a clean. Is it 7 panel or what kind of panel or what exactly do I need to put on or Mr. Valerias needs to put for the hair follicle test? Because I know I've seen different things and I'm not an expert in that. Mr. Kirkwood, do you have any knowledge?
I would do the, I think it's like a 10 panel that specifically tests for cocaine.
Have you seen it before, Mr. Valdez? Do you have any better knowledge than I do about drug tests? Because I hardly ever order them here.
No, Your Honor, I don't. Not. It's been a long time since I've thought
I
about
know.
the hair follicle test.
I'll trust you if there's one out there with 10 panels, Mr. Kirkwood. You're pretty sure that's the one that would work? It's your
Yes,
client
ma'am.
that has to take it. Okay. 10 panel hair follicle test. For all us newbies that don't do this very often, or non-newbies. Okay. But all of it was still gonna have the standard holiday stuff and birthdays, Father's Days, Mother's Day, all that other stuff. Again, all of that needs to be supervised if there's no clean test, and it'll be unsupervised if he's had a clean test from there forward. But I didn't want not to say that the holidays are not included in all this stuff, but because I think it should be. Ms.
Yes,
Pavelio?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Is that just a half a day? Because that's how we normally used to do it, was we would split holidays back then. Is that just how is that how y'all standard order goes?
No, it's like 1 week, you like Christmas, the 2 weeks that they're out of school, you get 1 week before Christmas and he gets the other week, and then it flips depending if it's odd numbered and even numbered. Now I can put in the standard, and then if you all don't agree with it, you want to go back to what you want to do that versus
Okay.
me limiting his rights, and then
Okay.
you'll never have Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, or that way and then Thanksgiving is the same way, alternating holidays, spring break is the same way. Summertime is more like, if you're under 50, it's 30 days. And you can have 2 weekend visits within then if you tell them which ones. And if it's over 50 miles, it's like 42 days to make up for being so far away or whatever. But
Okay.
it's all in there, and it tells you how to either designate what you want, or this is what you get if you didn't designate what the time.
Okay.
Okay, and nobody goes without seeing the child, especially you, ma'am, if he's got the child for a long period of time over the summer, you can ask for weekend visits within his time.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got that for the, is there anything else I think you need for the visitation part, Mr. Balderas? That covers it.
I think I have it, Your Honor. Just making sure when it's over 50 miles, the 2 weeks advance notice. When it's under 50 miles, is 48 hours advance notice.
I think I heard that right. Yeah, the short one, when they're close by, it's just 48 hours, and the long one is 14 days. Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. Then I think I have that with the electronic visits every 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, 25th at 7 p.m. Texas time.
Oh, I skipped the 20th. That's right. 20th and 25th. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
7 p.m. Texas time. Okay. Yeah, I think there was a couple of things. No non-disclosure issues. So that'll be denied. The state will put in this order your current information that's on file with them. And so you will have it there if you don't already have it. And then if you move, sir, or you move, ma'am, you need to tell each other.
Okay.
The one thing,
And
yeah.
Your Honor, after the live stream, I'd like to ask Mr. Lewis about his address. once
Sure,
you're
you can confirm that when we shut down the live stream.
I can put it in the chat for you real quick, because I have that, I
Oh,
believe.
that's great. Or put it in an email.
that would be
to let
fine.
us. We don't need it, but you can confirm it, Mr. Kirkwood, on email or something. No
Yes, Your Honor.
non-disclosure, and given everything I've heard and the distance he's gonna travel to visit the child, I'm gonna waive court costs on his behalf, and he's got attorney fees to pay, I'm sure, so,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay.
I'm sorry, I have a question. When we
Sure, Ms. Lewis, what question do you have?
when I'm seeing TJ, am I picking him up from home, or
Good
how?
question. The standard says at mother's residence, is that what you've been doing, or you've been doing something else?
Well, yes, I would go pick him up, or
We
on
would
some
meet.
occasions Sabrina would drop him off, so it would just be either way. So I was just trying to make sure that that's what we were still gonna do.
Is that what you want to do, Ms. Pavelio? You take turns, one?
Yeah,
visit
that's
to
fine.
the-
Usually whenever I'm meeting her, we'll find either a meeting spot or I'll drive to her or she'll drive to me. It really just depends on the time of day and
Mhm.
what we're
do you-
busy with.
Well, the order says pick up and drop off at mother's house, and so
Okay.
they have the
That's
obligation
fine.
all the time. We put that there, and then y'all do what you want. That's fine, or we can actually put pick up at
No,
mother's
that,
house and
Yeah,
drop
that
off at-
works.
Which
Yeah, that
one?
works. If we work it out, it's usually text communication anyway, so it's okay.
So it's okay to pick up and drop offs both at your residence, and then y'all figure out something different.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes, ma'am.
okay.
And you can trust that, Miss Lewis. So even though this
Oh.
says you have the obligation the whole time, or your son does, that y'all are gonna work something else out. You're okay if it doesn't work out and you have to go both ways.
Oh, yes, ma'am, it's fine. We never have a issue. I was just clarifying for myself.
Well, that's what the
If-
order would say, so it'd be, yeah, you should know this too, so thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
I
And
think
Mr.
that was-
Balderas, I just sent you the address in the chat there.
Okay.
I apologize, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Kirkwood.
Okay, I really do think I've covered everything more than once, so I don't want to repeat anything again. Ms. Pavelio, you're the one here without a lawyer. Do you have any questions about anything I've done here today?
No, ma'am.
You understand the order, even if you wrote it down or didn't write it down, it's gonna come through in about a 30-page order that you get to review, and it should have all these things in there.
Okay.
Okay, and if you see something wrong or typos, or you don't understand something, call the AG pretty quick and review it pretty quick, because I let this happen. I want it back in a week so I can move on and get orders in court files, so that if by next Thursday they haven't received it in writing from you, they can submit it on Friday without your signature, and hopefully Mr. Kirkwood would have signed it by then too.
Understood.
Understood. Okay, so Texas Office of the Attorney General is the email it comes from. That's your priority homework, to look for that and review it as quick as possible and sign it so it can move on quicker. And if not, no later than next Friday, Mr. Balderas. Is that enough time for you, Mr. Kirkwood, or you have a jury trial or something else that's gonna keep you?
I think so, Judge. Usually I get it from them, and if there's any issues, I'll respond immediately to the Attorney General, and I've never had a problem with them changing anything.
Okay, I review those things too, try with a fine tooth comb, and sometimes I find things I hope, mainly I don't, but just so y'all know, so do the editing before me if at all possible, if you see something, Mr. Kirkwood. Okay, then I think that I will agree or I will approve all the agreements between the parties, and I'll render the order. It becomes my order. So if you don't sign it and you walk away, you think about it, you want to change your mind, it's too late. It's now my order. This is the order I'm signing with or without you. And if you change your mind, go appeal me or do something else, because this is the order that's going to be
Yeah.
with my signature on it. I'm not seeing you again. And it is a final order.
Yes,
And
Your Honor.
you said there was an acknowledgement of parentage, so there's a duty of support. It's not a paternity finding, correct, Mr. Balderas?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, that was the last thing I wanted to double check. Thank you, folks. Good luck. Check your emails.
Do we have Miss Pavilio's address?
It's
Yeah,
gonna be in the order, ma'am.
yeah, we have it.
Okay.
She's-
Okay.
She emailed it to us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
But
Thank you.
Mr. Kirkwood, do you want the state to send it to your client separately, or you get it and then get him to sign it, or?
I will get it and email it over to him to sign, after I reviewed it, and
Okay.
so,
That would be
um,
proper, and Mr. Balderas just send it to the lawyer and he'll get his client signature or sign for him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then thank you. Do y'all still need to stick around to exchange addresses, or do you already have it, Mr. Kirkwood, Mr. Balderas?
I just sent him the address if
I have it, Your Honor. I don't need Mr. Lewis to stay.
And you have Ms. Pavelio's already for the order.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is it reserved way?
No,
No,
I
no,
sent
no,
it.
no, we're live streaming. I don't want you to tell her your
No,
address.
Don't give me
Be
that.
quiet.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
Sorry.
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Anna.
ma'am. Y'all are excused. I have to do, all of you click the end meeting button and you're done with at least my court today. Thank you, folks, for
Thank
agreeing.
you.
Good luck to you. Good luck to all of
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.